What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Crypto Banter. So, what's the main topics today? Firstly, what's the main topics? We have been approaching our buy zones, getting to these key levels. So, what we are going to do today is we're going to focus on a good 10, 15 minutes on the charts, on the trades, and the setups. And what is next, guys? We have added a brilliant new section. Snipers Wisdoms. Let's put it up there. There we go. Snipers Wisdoms. What is this, guys? We're actually going to start changing the channel up a little bit. Well, this course, especially where we're going to be focusing on some trades, on setups, so you guys can keep your charts updated, keep everything updated. But then we're also going to be adding some knowledge, and it's not going to be crazy amounts. It's going to be good 10, 15 minute knowledge a day for you to continuously start updating your system, start updating everything, your portfolio structure, your trader structure, your trader journal, which will take you through this whole massive process. You know, this isn't a 1 month, 2 month. This can be for the rest of your lives. And it's so important that we're getting foundation as traders, as investors, anyone that you choose in the market. It's important that we are starting to build that when the market is boring and the market is sitting down. And it actually gives us time to focus on that for the first time, other than just making money. Behind making money, guys, quick money comes. Of course it comes. Everyone's going to make some good money in their life quickly once in a while. But what do the rich do? They consistently make good money. They consistently run through. And the only way they do it is through structure and management. So I'm very excited to be bringing the education side as well. That's my passion. It's what I love. I didn't actually join this channel and join this whole section to become just the best signal provider and the best chartist in the world. I actually came to give you guys structures and systems that are going to matter with me or with me there or with me not there, and giving you, because charting is maybe 10% of the skill. The whole skill comes through the whole structure and management, and seeing yourself that this is a system that we should be trading on, and it's quite easy with the structure. And all that we know is, can we make money in it? Yes, we can. And the big guys also know we can make money out of it, and they're going to set up the traps. And when you identify those traps, that just by having an exit point and becoming consistent in the market, you actually avoid those traps, and it becomes a lot simpler by controlling your greed and fear in the market, guys. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Sheldon the Sniper. What is this channel? The first thing I want you guys to do is to hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Follow myself on Twitter, Sheldon_Sniper. Follow Ran on Twitter, Crypto Man Ran. What is it going to do, guys? This is going to give you guys updates on anything new to our channel, chart updates, school updates. There are so many things that this is going to bring. And what it also does for you is it enters you into the banter bags, guys. So we've had a slow little pullback in the market, which means we're not going crazy on the bags just yet. We have 2 great allocations. And with this, what are we doing is we're basically putting money in there. We're building these allocations and we're giving it out to the public. We're giving it to you guys. We gave the first set at 250,000. It was over $500,000 in value, which means each guy got at least $50,000 worth. And we also educated them and putting them a part of the Sniper School. They are joining the Sniper School, which I'll get into a sec. And these allocations were given out at 500,000 subscribers, guys. So hit that like. The way to qualify is to hit that like, hit that subscribe, follow us on Twitter, follow our Instagram accounts. All the descriptions are below in the video, so make sure there are a lot of scammers out there trying to be me, trying to be Ran, and they're asking you guys for money. They're asking you to DM them. That's not us, guys. That's not us at all. Make sure that everything you get is legit from this channel, and it's from the descriptions below and all of that. Now, that's the first section. What's the next section? Firstly, you get the updates every day. You get me every day with the charts and teaching education. You got Ran that's giving you fundamentals, your larger part of your portfolio, coins that will survive the bear market. He comes with some killer fundamentals, killer news, and he's brilliant at what he does. We then have the banter bags. And then what's next, guys? We have the Sniper School. The Sniper School is getting there. We have been going through in the last week the information that's in the Sniper School, and it's going to blow you away. I know this next week is going to be amazing with this little education that I'm going to give you guys every day and these little nuggets. And I can already see the difference it's making. Now, you don't even want to know what the Sniper School is going to bring, guys. I can only do small amounts on these calls, that the calls don't go too long. But that is a full school that we're looking at 30, 60, 90 hours. We are going to be adding and building into actually a full curriculum. It's a college, guys. It's something that's going to teach you all the different skills if you're an investor, a long-term trader, and tick all the boxes. There are many different people out there with different strengths, different weaknesses, and we are looking to accommodate all of that. That's what liking and subscribing gets you as well. The next thing that we have is our let's have a look. Our backstage pass. Now, I'm going to be selecting 3 people today during this live call to join me tomorrow. Before we start this call, you get to come sit with me, see how we prep for the shows, have a little chat, introduce yourself. And we are going to be doing this every day. We're selecting 3 winners, 3 to 5 winners, and you guys can come sit with us and come get more on a personal level, chat with us a bit and see how we prep for the shows. That's awesome. And I think that's more or less it for now. So I think let's get into the charts. Let's get back into our charts. Let me get the charts up here so we can see what is happening, guys. So the main title of the day, we have been approaching our buy zones. We were speaking yesterday's calls, seeing that we were breaking up. We made the higher high. Ever since we made that higher high, I've turned bullish in the market. Now you can see clearly that I raise the emotion from when I'm trading, and I'm trading the damn candles and the chart and what it's telling me. And we know clearly that when we break through a previous high, we break it, the higher high is confirmed, we then come down and we come and test. And you can see that these previous support levels is exactly where we have come down now and tested this zone over here. Now, we had this little candle that shot up the last day or two, and that's called a fake out, guys. That's something to make you think that it's going up. It's there to get you to FOMO in. This is why it's so important to wait, be patient for your trades, buy the breakout, buy the retest, and continue doing, because they are going to trick you. They are going to send this little candle. We can see it there clearly. What does that do? It creates more FOMO. Oh, we're breaking up. We're breaking up. It makes you buy right at the top. And then what do they do right now? They bring it down. Remember, it's all a fight for each other's coins. There's no coins that just get minted. It's not the dollar where we just make bags and bags and bags of coins. Someone's got to take your coins and you got to take someone's coins. Whenever you win a trade, someone is losing. And that's how we got to understand how this game works. So what has happened now? Bitcoin now has come to retest. Okay. Now I know that little section over there is a fake out. Okay. And that doesn't count a part of my trend line. Now remember something now. When we break up and we make the higher high, we start to make our way back down to go test those supports, right? So we know that we have, let's get back here. We know we have the support trend line, showing us that that's pointing us to an area on where we can come down and bounce, right? Then we have the previous highs, which are also leading up to that zone over there. And then guess what? We have the previous trend line, which was a resistance trend line that we broke, and we know we come down and test at some point. So we have all 3 indicators showing us that this was the zone that we were going to come, and that was the bounce point. Now, the key little trick to know that was that the bottom, was that the bottom that we are going up now, is by putting in your next trend line. By taking your next trend line and putting it in, I am not using, let's make that a bit thinner so that it doesn't look too confusing. There we go, make it bigger again. Now you see what I've done. Now I've broken, I've made the higher high. Now we start trailing down. When we start trailing down, I'm getting ready to buy, right? We have our zones. I ladder in when we start hitting our support zones. When we start hitting these key levels is where I start laddering in. Then I got a resistance line, which is going to help confirm that that was the bottom, or we can easily go back down to that buy zone again. So it's a very simple rule for us to be using, and it may take a little bit of time to practice, but I give you the lines every day. So practice with me, and you can start to see how it's a non-prediction strategy, but it's a strategy with 2 plans every time. We break that support, guys. We know we're getting it a lot cheaper. And obviously, we break this resistance. We know that that was the bottom for now, and we start making our way up. Now, what are the key topics we've been covering with Bitcoin the last few days? We have the cross of death coming. Now, if I jump to the daily quickly and show you guys that cross of death. Now, if you don't know the moving averages, guys, jump here to this FX. I see my WhatsApps here. Let me just close it so it doesn't make noise. There we go. Now, you go to this FX. That's the indicator section. You go up there and you say MA, and it's going to bring up moving average. You're going to click that twice. And what you'll see is it will bring up these 2 moving average sections over here. They're both going to be set at an automated little section at 9. I think it's going to be 9. So what you do is you go to your little icon, the settings, you go to inputs, and you see this length. What I want you guys to do over there is I want you to put the first one at 200. Okay, you type in 200, you jump to your style, and you make it a nice blue. You choose a blue, and there's your thickness. I always like using the thickness of the line. There we go. I put that in play. Now I go to the next one that we've created. Remember, you're going to click on it twice. You're going to go to the next one, inputs. You're going to put it 50. Now that you've put 50, you go to style, you choose red, and you put the red one over there. Now you know what we're talking about, okay? So if let me just make this cleaner. I'll draw that back up now. Now you've got this little icon section. There we go. So you just click that little eye. It will then appear, and you'll see these two lines that all of a sudden appear on your chart. There we go. Now you are with me with the cross of that. Now you know that this is a very key level for Bitcoin to eventually break above in the next few days. So now we've got the pullback. We are never scared to buy on a support because we know we can track a stop loss very nearby, close by, which means we know where our risk is. We know where the danger zones are. So I'm not scared to enter because that is also the bounce points. That's also the bottoms that if that was the reversal, which in my opinion, the higher high is showing me reversal. We can see all the way previously what's happened in the last week or since the whole bear cycle has started. We were trailing down, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, boom, higher high for the first time. So my chart is showing me that there's a reversal that's starting to happen. But we always have the plan for if it doesn't go wrong. We know it can go all the way back down to 30, 25. And we are making sure that when we're entering in, this is why we had to be patient the last 2 weeks, because we're getting a little bit of excitement. Do you not see the higher percentages that are now forming on the right side here? We're starting to get somewhere. So we had to be patient in this time, and this was our study time for us to learn the market. Now we are starting to get into these zones now where we're starting to get some action again. We're starting to get some fun again in the market. Now we can see, let's get everything back on point, that we are getting that higher high and the market is starting to move and we're starting to get higher volatility. It's still in Bitcoin's favor right now, but that's okay. We know the cycle resets. Bitcoin, major alts, micro alts. So we know. So either way, I'm starting to build up on at least my Bitcoin and my major alts right now. Okay, I'm starting to get in, even though I know that the major alts are not going to run better than Bitcoin just yet. I know they're next in line. And if Bitcoin's going to start growing up and it's showing me that we're starting to move to the upward side now, I know that the alts are going to start moving with it. Doesn't mean they're going to outperform yet, but it means I'm still getting the entries low at the bottom. And this is what I went through 2 days ago, saying that we need to jump to the daily candles now, where we get into the point where we can hold these next entries that we're getting and the ones that we have gotten. I'm going to go through the alts now. A lot of them did hit the buy zones. These are ones we're holding for the next year. And that's when trading starts to be fun. When, like right now, guys, Bitcoin went to $60,000. Now imagine your entry was at $5,000. Would you worry that it dropped to 30? Yes, it would have been a little bit of concern, but you're still in at $5,000. And that's the whole purpose of understanding how powerful an entry can be. It makes your life easier. And that comes with patience. The money is going to move from the impatient to the patient. Whales are patient. They don't just FOMO in. Does a whale FOMO in? Does Elon Musk FOMO in? No, he doesn't. He buys dips. The whales buy dips. And that's the same way we should be structuring. So, guys, what are we looking at now? Now, I just want to see there is another possibility that we can come down to those lows. The only way that does happen is if we don't break this trend line. So you draw that trend line in play. There's the trend line. We break that trend line. Guys, we're going to that $42,000 to $44,000 region. That's the next target that we have. Okay. Now, if we don't get there now, and what do? Same thing, guys. Go to your FX, go type in RSI, go choose the stochastic RSI over there, and it brings up this little baby at the bottom over here. So I know now, I already saw yesterday as Bitcoin is making its way down, that 4 hour was getting to the bottom. Let's remove that for now. There we go. The 4 hours getting to the bottom. I knew now that we're getting to the point where the buying power is going to start again. Now, when I see that this RSI, let's make this bigger so we can all see. Now we have broken up and I see this RSI starts to get to the bottom. And when we get to the bottom and those lines start to cross, remember the whole understanding that when the line crosses, whenever we're on the top is when we want to sell. Whenever we're at the bottom is when we want to buy. When that line crosses and I have a look and I see, okay, the lines are crossing, they're showing now the buying time is coming in. We're starting to progress upwards. I then go back and say, okay, that's a higher low that we are making. So now that just showed me that this push up in the market, all the buyers that bought up versus all the guys that sold, what's bigger? What's looking better right now? That the buyers are clearly bigger than what the sellers are. And that's giving me confirmation that we are still, even though we are doing this, we are trailing upwards. We are moving to the upward side. So now all I do is I track down with that trend line now. And when this RSI gets to the top and we get to the top of that trend line, Are we outside that trend line or are we under that trend line by the time this 4 hour gets to the top? If we are under this trend line, it's very possible we can come back down to those entries. This is why I was saying I'm at the stage where I'm buying the dips whenever they get into that buy zone. So now we understand that that's the job for today. That's Bitcoin's job. We got the perfect bounce. If you did miss the bounce or in that zone, I know I said 38,000, it went to 38,100. Oh, you know what I mean? But to get it perfect is always going to be difficult. But we are getting it in those zones. And the main thing is a lot of the alts also got it in those zones. But the next confirmation buy is the break of that trend. When this is getting to the top, I need this to be out. And remember, we have the basic strategy of understanding that when we do break that next trend, what is it going to do, guys? Come on, we should know this by now. It will break out, test, and go to the next journey. So if I did miss my initial buy in the zones, the next buy zone that I get is a portion on the breakout, a portion on the test. There we go. It's a confirmation buy. It means you are strategizing your buy. And it's going to be exciting when I get into the wisdom again now to explain how this all works. Now, Bitcoin, cool. It's got a job to do. We bounced in a good zone. It's still possible right now that we can come back to that zone. So my 36,500, my $37,000 to $38,000 region is still my more buy the dip zone. That's still the zone for me, okay? Now, we are trailing up. We just need that confirmation break, and then we're to the upward side. And the next one that I see is us getting now to obviously the $42,000, $44,000 region. So I don't want to miss this next add-on buy. If you miss the buys on the break of 40 and the retest of 40, you want to get that retest zone. And then we know where the stop loss goes on that. So Bitcoin's got a job. It's bouncing for now. It's looking good. Now, what's next, guys? Dominance. What's happening now with dominance? Dominance is at that point where it's clear my previous drawings. You can see I love the educating. Now, dominance is on the way up. But what has it done, guys? They have marked it out beautifully for all of us. So dominance is still trailing up, right? But do you see how small? It's not even on. It's 0.03% today is what that dominance is trailing up now. Now, where are we getting right now on the dominance? There's the trend line. What does this mean, guys? What does it mean? Do you see how we're slowing down? What does this usually mean when we enter a trade? This is usually our selling point, right? Now think of it in dominance terms and where we're sitting with dominance now. Now we're at the point now that dominance is still moving up a little bit. Cool. But we're losing momentum. We're losing momentum and we are slowing down with dominance, which means that Bitcoin is rolling up. We're making progression, but the alts are starting to wake up with it. Now, what do we see today? We see Bitcoin's doing 2.8%, and we see the alts are doing 3%, 2.6%. Do you see how the alts are starting to wake up now? And that's where this clear indication is. Dominance is slowing down. Okay? Now we're at that point to know that dominance can start rejecting down. Now, if we break that trend on Bitcoin, okay, now we break this trend on Bitcoin, this top trend, and this dominance falls. What does it mean, guys? It means the alts are going to jump. They're the ones that haven't been doing much. They're the one. That's why I say it's important to be getting those top 5 alts that we're holding for a while and to start buying the dips in these entries, because this dominance is going to fall at any point quite strong. And what we do know is these are previous imbalance zones. So for dominance to come back down there is very likely. We are losing momentum. What does that mean? It means percentage-wise, another 6% of the dominance can go back into the alts. We know what that does. That explodes the alts. So I see an alt pump coming. I do see one coming with it. And the next thing is, obviously the last topic we have is we still have a few days until that cross of death, which means all that it means is the market's showing me upside right now. So I'm getting in. But the closer we get to that cross of death or any of that moment, I am just tightening up my stop loss. That's all that I'm doing. I'm minimizing my risk, bringing it up, let it do what it's got to do. If it is going to have a strong dump off, we're stopping out at the top. We're buying the dips. And if not, why? Because look at this damn shorts, guys. What does a short mean? It means that the whole damn market is predicting that Bitcoin's going to dump. That's what everyone's saying. Now, when the whole herd's going one way, what usually happens? The complete opposite. They want to make all this money. Guys, this is money sitting. What's going to destroy them and make them make all that money is to take Bitcoin and to completely smash it up. We smash Bitcoin up, it destroys all of this. All of these people lose their money. Then what they do is this comes all the way down. Everyone buys the longs for the up. And then what do? They send Bitcoin back down, and then they continue the journey. Liquidate the shorts, liquidate the longs. Cheers. Thank you for your money. Let's continue the run. But big picture, but Bitcoin chart-wise is bullish. It's huge bullish. Fundamentals are bullish. So we know, and we're sort of getting a picture of what's happening. So dominance is losing momentum, which means we got to look at those alts, keeping track on alts and where we're sitting with alts. What's having a look at the total market cap. We came down, higher low. So we're still trailing up with that. When this is what's painting the perfect picture, guys, is when that dominance now gets that collapse down and Bitcoin breaks that resistance, is when we're going to have the market cap completely smashed through here. And that's going to be a whole market cap positive move. It means everyone's going to start waking up. It means the alts. Now, think about it now. Everyone's hearing all this fundamental news on Bitcoin, which means Bitcoin's the main topic. Now, imagine Ethereum starts breaking resistance. All of these coins start breaking resistances. It means it's going to be attracting not just newcomers from or new money in the market just from Bitcoin. It's going to be attracting them from all the coins, which means the whole damn market starts to wake up again. Starts to give them confidence to get back in the market. And that's exactly what we need. So the picture's painted good. Now, I'm going to go through these quickly, and it's still the same thing. So Ethereum, it's popped out lovely. Oh, you're right. Okay, guys, I see we only have 4,900 likes. Come on. Smash those likes, because guess what's next? Let me show you what's next and what's happening. And I'm only going to get better and more of this stuff as long as I know if I get those likes and I get those things, I know you guys love what we do and you appreciate what I'm doing every day. And I'm going through a little bit more of this. I got something else ready for us to go. I got some awesome things. Hit those likes, guys. Hit those likes so that I can keep teaching you guys and I can keep sharing the knowledge every day. Share them. So where we're now sitting with Brett, will you have a look at me? Let me know how those likes are going. Thank you, buddy. Cool. Now, where we're looking at with Ethereum now. Okay, Ethereum is still trailing very much in accumulation phase. Sideways is good. It's calming down. Market's calming down. Where are whales buying? They're never buying when the market is running and everything's going crazy. They are buying. Oh, sorry. They are buying. Every dip in the zone, they are buying. And that's the same advice that I'm giving you guys now. No financial advice, by the way. But that's the same thing that I'm saying now. Every time that I'm getting Ethereum between $2,000 and $2,350, $2,400, I am buying those dips as we move. Because that dominance, I'm seeing a major pump coming from the alts. They have a lot of catch-up time. This is the whole damn move that Ethereum has made all the way to the downward side, and it is done zero. And we know that this is a normal cycle where we have the breakdown phase, the calm down phase, and then the bull phase. There we go. Where are we catching it? We are buying the coins with the whales. We are buying with the big guys. So anywhere in those zones, we dropped in it last night. I got some Ethereum. We drop in there again. Now, the only difference is now we are still very close to the entries for a lot of the alts, which is good. They're still lagging a little bit right now, which means they have the bigger gains to come at some point. And where we're getting in now is if Bitcoin breaks that 40,000 and 41,000 resistance we've been talking about now, the alts are going to start breaking up too. And the fact that we're losing momentum with dominance means the alts are actually going to perform bloody well. If Bitcoin breaks that resistance, the whole market's going to damn wake up, which means that we are hovering at these zones, but I'm still definitely laddering in little portions, and I'm always keeping some cash that anytime we come back in there, I'm stocking up again, and we can continue. But I know that dominance is getting to a drop for us, and I know Bitcoin is showing really bullish momentum chart-wise and fundamental-wise. So Ethereum, definitely in that zone. DOT, tip the top of the zone. What it is starting to do, we're still a little bit on top, but DOT is looking really, really good. It broke out. Let's make it bigger so everyone can see. There we go. We broke out. We made the higher high. We came down and we tested this little support over there. Remember, whatever's previous resistance becomes support. If Bitcoin comes back down to our buy zone, our alts are going to come back to buy zone. If Bitcoin breaks resistance, that was the low, and the alts are now going to start making their way up. So we're still very close to those zones, but at any point we get these, it's the importance of understanding we need to be buying these little dips. Right now, we are not pulling back too strong in the market. The market is looking really, really bullish. So DOT is still in really good zones. Guys, even DOT still at $23. High time frame, 1 year, 2 year holds, it's specials. It's damn specials. And when we're looking at, they have done nothing and since this big drop. So DOT is still one that I'm definitely adding. Cardano, it's actually still in the top of the buy zone. Any dips in here, I am getting. Remember what I said, 1.3, 1.5, Cardano buy-ups. You can see here, guys. Let me show you here quickly what I see next. Everything's showing me bullish, which means I turn bullish, right? Until something shows me bearish is where I turn bearish. Let me show you what my targets are looking at for these coins. And off the normal system that I've used for the last year. There we go. DOT, $70, $100, $140. This is until the end of the year. This is what's showing us for the remaining of the year that can happen. Look at Ethereum. Let's go to Ethereum there. $6,000, $8,000, $11,000. Do you see those targets? Do you see the possibility of where we are entering now in the market? There are always two scenarios, and we plan for both. I'm here. If anything turns, I'm here. We sort it out. But you see where we're catching it for the first time. We are catching Ethereum here. We are catching DOT here. That's where we were catching these coins. So we can see the much higher time frame targets that we're looking at. Look at BNB. BNB, we've been talking about $1,000 BNB. I see it. I see $1,500 BNB. I see a $2,000 BNB. Those are the targets. Those are the hard time frame targets. That's what I was saying. We get into a point where, let's jump there, where 70%, there's our chart over there. 70% is my longer term holds now. This is the strategy that I'm running with. Because look at the damn higher time frame charts. Look at where we're sitting. Okay, so BNB still, let's just zoom in again. There we go. This is the one I told you guys yesterday. The short-term trades are coming up. Anyone that wants short-term trades, make sure you have thing. There's my same left shoulder, head, and right shoulder from yesterday's show. When we break a trend, guys, it plays an inverse head and shoulders, which means we break, we go test the high, we come down, we test the right shoulder. These are the confirmation bars that we want. We want to be buying the break. We want to be buying the test. And then we start making our way up. Now the job is, Bitcoin break that trend. Let's make the high. Let's progress to the upward side. So still BNB, 270 to 340, anywhere in that zone. I'm buying every dip that comes in there. How are we looking on time? I need to get onto the thing. So Link still in buy zone for me. That's actually still really good at this zone. If Bitcoin comes back to entry, it means Link can just come back down here again. But I'm buying these dips. Bigger picture. Let's have a look. Where's Link? Bigger picture. It's done absolutely zero. Let's get off there. There we go. Where's my Link? $80. Where's my next target? $120. We'll see at the end of the year. Let's see how this plays out. I do this for a living, guys. What I do. We just obviously prep for both every single time. So Link, same thing, all those zones. And same as the rest, guys. Go back 2-3 days. I went through all of these entries. It's the same entries. Matic's still in buy zone. It's looking really strong. Ruin just popped out of buy zone now. Ruin's looking really, really strong. Look at these specials, guys. 56%. We are still down from the previous high. It's still a special. Look at Luna. Luna's still tip of the buy zone. Solana's out. We got to wait for special for Solana again. I don't buy that unless it's in my zone. EGLD, still in my buy zone. Kusama, just above. I want to get it. I'll only buy those specials if they're in my zone. So Kusama still 270, 345 in that zone is where I want to get it. Arweave, still in my buy zone. Rand was telling me 2 days ago, whatever, that we won't get back down to those zones. It went down to 14.6. So we are getting these sparks down. That's where the whales are buying. That's where you need to be buying. So Arweave is still in the buy zone for the higher time frames. You can see my targets, guys. You can see the high time frame targets. Uni, I see going to $60, $90. We're just above buy zone. So any of the ones that you see now that are still in buy zone, there we go. But remember to get ready for any of the other ones that touch those buy zones, touch those zones. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And the graph. Graph is still just above. It's done absolutely zero. This thing, let's have a look there. Last time, it is still 75% cheaper from its all-time high. That's huge. That's a massive. If you saw any of your, and these are good fundamental coins. So if you saw a car brand or any good car brand with 75% off, you're buying, right? And there's always a plan that if that car gives me a bit of trouble, gives me a bit of thing, cool, I'll buy it for the next. You know what I mean? We always have both plans. Okay, so we are still same coin, same thing. Make sure you're buying the dips. Make sure you get into those zones. It is time. It is time. It is time. Where's it? Sniper's wisdom. Let me put on my glasses. Here we go. Teacher Sheldon in the house. Okay, guys. So what we went through yesterday. Now, the first thing that I want to explain with this again, that I'm going to be focusing on this, but in separate topics over the next few days. Okay, so it's a very important to be dedicated for the next few days because I'm going to be doing 10, 15 minutes on each topic. What are we on now? 4,600. For 7,000, for 7,000 likes, guys. Get it to 10, get it to 10, get it to 10. Then I know I must keep going. I must keep bringing the action. Like. Okay. So what are we looking at now? We are sitting with our long-term, our spot, and our cash wallets. The first thing that I want to say to you guys is, guys, this strategy works for any trader. This wasn't to say that it's a daily trader. It's you can be any trader. The main goal is that you've learned a structure, that your spot wallet is a soldier that is out there to go on a mission, which means it's not there to hold the damn coins. Your long-term portfolio, that is the portfolio that you love coins. That's the one where you hold and you run through. Now, the system that we made, obviously, is the spot wallet is there to fill. The job for your spot wallet is to fill your long-term and to fill your cash. That's the job. That's the soldier's job to do. Okay, which means that every time that soldier goes for a job, it needs to have a return. And what that return is your percentage on what you want to make from that trade. Okay, now what I've created here, guys, let's have a look. There we go. Okay, now the simplicity of understanding this doesn't say a daily trade if you make it every day or make it every two. This works on anything. If you want to be trading once a week or you want to be trading once a month, it doesn't matter what it is. The main thing is to understand that this is a structure that you should be working with. Now, the basic thing of understanding that is if you have $1,000 account and you make a 5% trade, you can make $50. Now, if you want to choose that to be a daily, means if I can make a 5% a day, I can make $50, right? Okay, cool. Now, understand something, that in the market, we have these different days. Today is a good day. Today, we are sitting where everything is going 3, 4, 5%, which means your possibilities from this morning to now, you could have made your $50 already. Now, I'm using $50 as an example. Whatever your accounts and your amounts are, you're going to just work off the structure and understand what we're looking at. But you need to understand that by making it easier, how do you make it easier? Is when that account now, starting at $1,000, you need to make 5% a day to make $50. But if you get that account to $2,000, 2.5% will make you $50 a day. If you get that account to $5,000, a 1% trade a day will make you $50. Do you see how you have a starting point of what the size of your portfolio is and what you have, but do you see what you need to build it to? Now, that spot wallet isn't there for you to build it to this huge wallet. It's there. It's a money generating tool to know that anytime that I need to make money, I have a wallet that I can go do it. It is there to, it's clearly, it's a soldier for a job. Your long term is where that it doesn't matter if you made a 5% trade and now you've taken your $50 and that coin keeps going. Guess what? You have it in long term. So you are still making the money. Who cares if you got out at 5% and it did 10%? You have that coin. It's still running in your long term. So you're still making the damn money. So understanding that the second part is if you want to make $100 a day, look at the second section. $1,000, 10% trade makes you $100. Now, I'm not saying this has to be a daily target. This can be a weekly target. I want to make $100 a week. I want to make $100 a month. Do you see how you use this and understand that there's your targets? You have just set yourself a structure on what you need to do per trade. Doesn't matter if you're trading daily, doesn't matter if you're trading weekly, doesn't matter if you're trading monthly. The main thing is you've done the calculations to know where's my exit point. And when I exit, where does my money go? A portion goes to long term, a portion goes to cash, and a portion stays in my spot wallet and makes it a bit bigger. So that next time I trade, I make more money than what I did previously. And this is what the next, so tomorrow, guys, when I start adding on this, I'm going to be giving you each wallet the purpose, the rules, and the goals for each wallet, which means what is my purpose, my rules, and my system for my long-term wallet? What is my purpose, my rules, and my system for my spot wallet? And what is the purpose and rules for my cash wallet? Which means I'm going to dive down into each one and give you a full rule system. Then once we're done with that, I'm going to then give you a trader's rules system, which is your whole damn portfolio. Guys, this is the structure for your business. This is the structure that your what do you call it? Your normal business system. When your system is rolling, any company runs off a damn system. All you're doing now is creating your system, creating your setup. But this is what you need to understand your goals and what you're actually making out of the market. Why? Because I said it yesterday. The market is going to give it to you. But guess what it's going to do? It's going to make you think that you can make more. And you're going to end up not doing it. Guys, to sit here and think that we can't make money out of crypto is crazy. Your problem is, and anyone's problem in the market is they're too greedy for what is given all the points. But if you can get to that point where I want to make $50 a day and I have a $5,000 account, guys, I need to make a 1% trade a day. And where the skill comes with using this both together is I teach you the breakout trends and the breakout things. We've seen it now. I've gone through so many coins where we have a little breakout on any of the coins. And if it's 1%, you're telling me you can't do a consistent, doesn't matter if it's a bear market, doesn't matter anything, a 1% trade on any breakout of a trend. Let's get to my list here. There we go. Any breakout. It is very simple when you make it simple. And the only way to succeed as a trader, doesn't matter what time frame trader you are, is to have an exit point. And when we exit point, where does my money go? So tomorrow I'm going to be helping with the percentages on when I make that profit, what percentages go to each wallet, go to each account, but simplify it. And you can see, guys, that when we start building and we start getting this consistent rate, if I have $1,000 and I want to make $200 a week, it means I need to make 20% a week. If I have a $2,000 account, it means 10% a week. So what is your ultimate goal? Is to start off with that 1,000 or whatever. You need to work this at whatever amount that you have, okay? But you need to know that when that account gets bigger, look how your percentages get, look how your work gets easier and easier and easier. As you start working with the system and understand how inflating and using a system is the only damn way to become a successful trader. Because if you have no structure, no rules, no nothing, the market's going to eat you up. You're going to make 100% trade the one day and you're going to lose 50% the next day. But if you continuously take 5, 10%, 5, 10%, 5 to 10%, and you're not taking your long-term wallet out, means it doesn't matter if the whole market turns damn bullish, you are in the market. And guess what we are in? We are in 70%. So who cares about my 20% that I took too early? It's a soldier for a job and it's a soldier for a structure. So when we go through the long term tomorrow, I'm going to be giving you the coins that I'm selecting in those zones. I'm going to be giving you the rules, the structure, the system, and all of them that we are sitting in. So I hope this does happen. I hope this does help with everything. And I know these sessions are going to be big for everyone and teaching the whole system because the charting is cool, guys. This is all cool. But this little system and structure that we run every day, guys, this is tiny. I'm talking 1 or 2%. Just wait to see what's coming. And I don't think anyone's ready for the school and what's about to come there too. And I think as I close off, guys, so that is it for today. I wanted to give you that basic setup, that basic understanding of where we're sitting to simplify this for yourself. How much money do I have? How much money do I need to get to make my life easy? And what I mean by easy is a 2.5 to 1% trade is easy. That I give it every damn day. You know what I mean? And the only thing is sometimes we think it's going to go 50%, but it goes 39%. And then we ended up not taking any profits and it comes all the way back down to entry and we didn't take any profits. So that's the basic simple strategy that we are going to be using is to take your amount, get where you need to get and get simple. And I think as we close off, I did want to do this earlier, guys. We got some fan mail. Hi, Sheldon. Just wanted to reach out and tell you Crypto Banter's done for me. Came to market late April when everything was green and life was good. I had done some research on certain coins and aped into them. You see the normal understanding of how it works, guys. People just get in the market and they just ape into coins. And you are gambling by not having any knowledge in the market. But I started on Coinbase, recommended to my friends. Lost a lot, or did I? Watching your show gave me a real game plan, direction, reassurance, and through learning TA and fundamentals with Rand, started to truly believe I can pull myself and bootstraps and change my life. Because it's simple, it's a mindset change. I actually feel deep connection to you all, guys, and especially you after hearing your story on the show. I truly believe in crypto is the future and truly based. But beautiful story, guys. Do you see how amazing it is? Did you see the mindset though? As soon as I come in, I just ape into coins. I just get into all these things. It's wrong. This is how you trade. This is how you become successful in the market. And the last thing, I think if we can play those 2 videos there, I would love to just share. I'm asking for testimonials. Please send me testimonials, guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's our fuel, what drives us every single day. Let me get off.
You guys are amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys are changing so many lives. You guys are already changing mine so drastically, and I thank you for that. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I've been through so much, and I know a lot of people have been through so much in life, in crisis and all this, and you guys have motivated me, and you guys have lightened that life goal I had in mind when I was little.
Dirtbag.
So I'm loving it, guys. I'm loving the connection. I'm loving all of this. This is what fuels me. It's what drives me. I did say, so for all of this, I did say I saw some people were logging off. Guess what, guys? We do have, let's jump through these comments, Craig, if you can just keep track of the names. I am choosing 3 winners for tomorrow's show that you will be in the lobby with me. You'll be sitting with me at least 15, 20 minutes before the show, and we're going to have a chat and catch up. Here we go. First one. Kim, you are in. Let's go through the rest. Let's have a look. Dawn, you are in. Last one. This one over here. There we go. There's the third winner. Guys, I appreciate you all. Have a great day. Trade safe. Put your stop losses in. Go home or wherever you are and later and draw your structure. Draw your game plan. And let's do this in tomorrow's more exciting education and more calls. For today, put that trend in, put that alarm in. Make sure you're on Twitter. I'm going to be updating if we break that trend. Yeah, I will see you all shortly, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Are we still on screen? Cheers, guys.